Welcome to lesson 2 of the study of the book of Romans. The first lesson was introductory matters on the letter, the author, and those who received the letter and the theme. Now in this section, we are focusing on one of the broad themes that are tackled or addressed in the book of Romans, and that is the issue of sin. It covers chapter 1, verses 18 to chapter 3, verses 20. There are three major things that are mentioned in this section. In a normal situation, if we are going to use an illustration, it is like now we are in a courtroom scenario. Under normal circumstances, when you go to a courtroom, the first thing that is read is a charge sheet. That charge sheet gives the reasons why the accused person was brought before the court. And in this session, we see the Bible here talking about sin. Sin starts with condemnation. There are three major statements that are made in the charge sheet. The first one is that the Gentiles are guilty in chapter 1, verses 18 to verses 32. The Apostle Paul brings a downward spiral that the Gentiles took that made them become guilty before God. One of them is intelligence. Although they knew God through creation and through conscience, they did not trust God. They refused to trust Him. The second one is ignorance. Although they had the desire, although they had the option of knowing God, they refused to believe Him. Then there is the issue of indulgence. They move from intelligence to ignorance to indulgence, immorality of all areas and of all sections. And therefore God gave them over, or God allowed them to go into various sins. And then the last spiral is that of impenitence or lack of repentance. So we see that the Gentiles are guilty. The second one is that the Jewish world is guilty. Because judgment is according to God's truth. They had the truth of God. Judgment is according to a person's needs or a person's deeds. Every man, every soul is guilty before God. And the third one is judgment is according to the gospel of Christ. How did you respond to the message of the gospel? Did you accept Christ? Did you not accept Christ? If you did accept Christ, then you are not guilty. If you did not accept Christ, then you are guilty. The last one is that the whole world is guilty. If the Jews are guilty, if the Gentiles are guilty and they make up the whole world, then the whole world is guilty. In chapter 3, verse 9 to verses 20. That is the end of lesson 2.